UFC 280. Charles
Okay.
Oliveira versus Islam Makhachev.
Yep.
Now, Charles Oliveira, this guy comes from shoot box, which
Yep.
is Muay Thai in Brazil, right? Like long history. And it seems like he's now starting to be able to implement in the last maybe 5 fights that striking system, and he's done it really well. Have you seen that in the last couple of fights, like him
Yeah,
implementing that?
100%. Yep, 100%. And I'm interested to know maybe what clicked with him that changed that. But man, he's looked great. It's such a like a devastating style. They throw everything so forcefully. They use all their weapons really well. Their clinch is solid too. And he's got the perfect body type for that. So it's been cool to see him kind of like unlock that per se. Um, and I think it's going to be a big X factor in this next fight for sure.
Yeah, it's you know everybody is looking at the grappling right of Islam, but Islam is not like he's afraid to stand up and trade with people. He's done it in the
Right.
past, right? And he's done it in the last couple of fights. Eventually, he'll go to the ground. I think that they will go to the ground, but who's gonna take who to the ground? Who's gonna be on top?
Yeah.
That's the question, right? Like, what do you see in this?
My thought process would be that when I look at a matchup like this, someone with Charles's skill set who is a great striker and like we talked about is has kind of like rekindled that confidence with his striking, and also a fantastic grappler. For me, I'm like, man, don't hesitate. Don't wait for the takedown. You know he's gonna shoot, right? So let's make him take a bad shot here. Let's put him in some trouble early, right? Let's hit him and make him uncomfortable. Let's force him to take a bad shot. And then when he tries to take a bad shot, we have a better chance of defending it or running him into something when he comes in. Everyone knows he's going to shoot. And if you sit there and wait and try to time the takedown, it's already too late, you know? So for him, it's like, I think that confidence with the striking coming into this fight, it couldn't be at a better time. Put some pressure on this guy, make him shoot off the back foot, make him take the shot that he doesn't quite want to take or is ready to take, and our chances of defending that are better because of that. And look, he has the submission threat, to use as takedown defense or to create a scramble as well too. So he has kind of like a second layer built into this. It not only does Islam have to get to the hips, but he has to get him down to the ground safely to a position where he's not in a submission threat. So for those things, that should give Charles confidence. The pressure is on Islam here because of how dominant he's been. Charles has done it. He's lost. He's won. He's back on top, and it's kind of a feel-good story. But I think the pressure is on Islam to perform here. I think if Charles goes out there and just opens up, man, I don't know. I think we're in for a really exciting fight. Yeah. What are your thoughts?
I think Charles, like, he has a very solid uppercut and then knees down the
Yeah.
middle. And I think a
Yep.
lot of people are not looking at that. They're not looking
Yep.
at his uppercuts. And because didn't he catch Chandler with the uppercut, or was that a hook?
Um.
It's hard to remember, but I know he
Yeah.
has beautiful uppercuts, and that knee down the middle is beautiful. I think he's gonna utilize that against Islam. The thing is, like, Islam, yeah, he has. I do believe this. I agree with you. He does have more pressure because he's in the shadow of Habib. Like,
Exactly.
that shadow, I wonder how heavy that is coming into this fight, because now everything's on the line.
Yep.
Everything's on the line. If you lose this, the pressure that he puts on himself, it could crumble somebody, right? So, when you look at skill for skill, is Islam better than Habib?
Skill for skill, I think Charles has more ways to win the fight.
Mm.
I think there's more paths to victory for Charles. Islam is very good at the thing that he does, right? One of the best at what he does. But I do think Charles has more ways to win this fight. And I think that's something that has to be strongly considered when you talk about stylistic matchups. Um, yeah, he's going to have an opportunity at every round when the fight starts standing, and he's going to have an opportunity every single time Islam takes him to the ground, for a submission attempt to create a scramble or to put Islam in a real bad spot. And like you said, who knows? Maybe he defends the shot and scramble and ends up on Islam's back. And then what do we have?
Yeah.
You know, we haven't seen someone on Islam's back yet. I don't know how his choke defense is. Charles is one of the best to do it there, you know. So if he gets to Islam's back somehow, oh my God, you know, the fight community is gonna have a meltdown during that fight. It's gonna be crazy, you know. So yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm
Yeah.
excited. Like I said, you know, when the pressure's on you to perform a certain way or to meet that standard that, you know, like Habib had, that's a lot of pressure. And now we're, you know, especially the fact that we're talking about the lightweight title fight, which is, you know, that's Habib's territory. So yeah, man, I don't know. I'm really excited for that fight.
Yeah, it's gonna be incredible, man. Incredible fight, incredible matchup.